and all you ISIS people threatening us, hey, we're not a French newspaper, okay? We got people that have taken your asses out in this building right now. We're armed to the teeth, and we're not scared. You got that, you sons of bitches? This is Texas. You want to threaten me, you can go straight to hell. You understand that?
Never water yourself down just because someone can't handle you at 100 proof. It's the Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Pope Francis, this is in the London Guardian, Pope Francis' edict. I love his edict. Like Obama has edicts now. Forget Congress on carbon taxes or open borders or grabbing our guns or funding Al-Qaeda or Obamacare. Pope Francis' edict. You know, Obama's changed Obamacare over 200 times without law, but it's okay because, well, it's an edict. Pope Francis' edict that he can keep to himself, I guess, because I'm not going to follow it, on climate change will anger deniers. See, we're Holocaust deniers, folks. But it is religious, so it's fitting that one of the biggest religious leaders in the world, if not the biggest, should be telling us we shouldn't be deniers. It's like denying Christ, sacrilege, or they have a word for it, heresy. In fact, in England, they've called for Lord Monckton's arrest. They've talked about my arrest in major newspapers for being a denier, and they even call it heresy. Maybe after I'm tortured in a dungeon, maybe then, if there's an inquisition, maybe I will then behave myself and admit Al Gore is my sacrament. When we break bread, we think about him, and this wine is Al Gore's blood, and this bread is his body, as he lives in giant mansions, and Obama says you can't have a car or air conditioning, but he can. It's how they make it. We live in the palace, and you're poor, and it's trendy. How's that sound? He's been called the Super Pope. Yeah, the establishment has been viciously attacking the Catholic Church. For whatever reason, there's been an open war on it, to infiltrate it, to liberalize it, to do all these things. You can say what you want about its history. It's certainly checkered. But now, we have the Jesuit Pope. And I'm no Catholic, but I've read a lot of history. You're not supposed to have anybody of the Society of Jesus in a high-level position in the Catholic Church. It was a big deal 100 years ago when they started having cardinals that were Jesuits. There's the folks like Ray McGovern, formerly with the CIA, that exposes the tyranny is super accurate. He's a Jesuit, nice guy, I respect him. But, I mean, you're not supposed to have Jesuits running the Catholic Church, are you? I mean, I'm just giving you the edicts of all the past popes. But now you have the new edict of the Jesuit Pope that the media says is the most wonderful person in the world because he goes and hugs people that are sick and doesn't have a bunch of security when he randomly shows up out of the blue in a crowd where they know he's safe. He's pulling stunts. And I don't hate Pope Francis, but I do hate carbon taxes that are a giant stinking fraud. Pope Francis has called for restricting civilian ownership of guns, another horrible tyranny. He's called for ecumenical merging of religions. Boy, that doesn't sound too good. And it's got a lot of conservative Catholics upset. Pope Francis's edict on climate change will anger deniers and U.S. churches. The pontiff hopes to inspire action at next year's UN meeting in Paris in December after visits the Philippines and New York. Yeah, third world, let us put giant taxes on you. Right at double. It's almost double. It came out in the Copenhagen secret treaty, and they said, no, that's our treaty. Remember 5 years ago. Right at double. 1 point shy of double. And then huge taxes on us to stop development except for the elites that are exempt. And will kill 1 billion people, according to Lord Monckton, who's a Catholic. He's the guy fighting it. And we ought to get Lord Monckton on about this and get his view on them making it religious to pay Gore and Blood, the company in London, and the Rothschild exchange trillions of dollars a year if they get this through. And the surveillance of all human activity to make sure you're complying. Europe already moving to ban, well, actually, they've done it in some areas, single-family dwellings, the new construction of them, and having wood stoves, fireplaces, or space heaters. Don't believe me? Just type that in. He has been called the Super Pope, and it would be hard to deny that Pope Francis has had a good December. Oh, see, it's just a rock star. Cited by President Obama as a key player in thwarting relations between the U.S. and thawing relations between the U.S. and Cuba. Oh, he was cited by Obama. That's incredibly unpopular and hated and a total criminal fraud. Ooh, it's like being cited by Jeffrey Dahmer. The Argentinian pontiff followed that by lectures his cardinals on the need to clean up Vatican politics. Oh, yes, he'll now persecute who he wants for a full Jesuit takeover. But can Francis achieve a feat that has so far eluded secular powers and inspire decisive action on climate change, which means giant taxes to the Rothschilds? It looks as if he will give it a go. In 2015, the Pope will issue a lengthy message on the subject of the world's 1.2 billion Catholics and give an address to the UN General Assembly and call a summit of the world's main religions to call for the adoption of the UN climate agenda. And the article goes on. Isn't that just special? Isn't that just cutesy-tootsy? I want to take some calls just at the end of this hour, a little bit at the next hour before our guest joins us, from Catholics specifically. What do you think about this? I mean, this is basically endorsing abortion because it will cause starvation of tens of millions a year conservatively. This will shut down development worldwide. It's implying development is bad and that what plants breathe is bad, carbon dioxide that's at a very low level. It's a giant global government total fraud, the takeover plan by the Green Police. It is a nightmare. It is a nightmare death sentence to the third world.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.